everybody, and welcome to another episode of UFOh Snap. Oh,
man.
I hope you are all doing as well as I sound like I'm doing. Oh, wow. Okay. Oops. Normally there's a timing to this.
Yeah.
And
Excuse me.
And it's sort of a game, right? It's sort of a game, and that one we sort of mistimed.
Yeah.
That one might have been a little mistimed, but that's okay. Welcome to another fantastic episode of UFOh Snap. Like we were trying to say, I'm Jake.
I'm Lindsay.
And today,
I forgot there for a second.
You forgot who you were? That's okay. One time I forgot the name of our show.
It's true.
It's true. Go back, find that episode. That's a fun one. I don't remember which episode it was, but fuck, I didn't know the name of the show at the time, so how am I supposed to remember the episode? Now Lindsay doesn't even remember who she is.
Right.
Oh, well, you're Lindsay, I'm Jake, this is UFOh Snap.
Awesome.
And holy shit, has it been a week.
Yeah, quite the week.
Last we talked to you, we were getting ready for the Congressional hearing, the oversight, the subcommittee hearing. And I got to tell you, I was excited, but I wasn't that excited, especially when they announced who the people were. And because I forget, we're in this and we follow it pretty closely. So when they announced, the three people, the Grush, and Commander Fravor and Ryan Graves, I was like, oh, I've heard these guys' stories. I wanted somebody new.
Talked about their stories.
You talked about their stories in detail. So I was like, meh, this is just going to be the same thing. Holy shit, was I wrong?
No, there were so many things that I had never, ever heard or even come across before.
Oh, my
Nothing.
God. Yeah, it was insane. And we're going to break it down. We're going to go through everything for you. It's going to be, if you didn't have time to watch it, or if you didn't want to watch the 2-hour thing, we're going to break it down and kind of show you that, and then tell you what's happened since then. Because, Jesus, it just happened.
There's more. Holy shit.
There's more. But this thing was nutso. Yeah, and I got to tell you what, I sort of, I eat, sleep, and breathe this stuff, and they talked about some shit that I've never heard of. I don't know, how about a fucking red cube the size of a football field?
Red cube. That
came out of the ocean or some shit and flew into the fucking, what did they fly into? Like a base, right? Like a Air Force base.
Yeah.
What? I've never heard that before.
Never red cubes before.
I've never heard red cubes. That one.
Red cubes.
Red cubes.
Red cube sounds so scary.
What the fuck is a red cube? Do you know what that makes me think of? Instantly was a green cube, and then I thought of the Borg.
Oh shit!
And I'm like, is this the reverse Borg?
Could be.
Did we just come up with a thing? The
that
reverse Borg?
Yeah.
Okay, it's the fucking reverse Borg. Oh my God. Okay, I'm going to put that in the list.
It's a grob.
Grob.
Maybe.
Reverse Borg?
Yeah.
Grob.
Let us know.
We'll test it. I'll add that to the list. I'm going to make a reverse Borg and a Grob shirt. We'll see which one sells better. We're a show of the people. All right. We believe in transparency here.
Yes. Full disclosure.
Full disclosure. Grob. Holy shit. That's going to be the name of this fucking episode. Reverse Borg or Grob. The latest. So, like I said, recent congressional hearings on UAPs it happened, right? So we had 3 people come forward, and just to kind of recap, we had Lieutenant Ryan Graves, a former Navy F-18 pilot who encountered multiple UAPs during his training flights off the East Coast in 2014, 2015. He described the UAPs as dark gray or black cubes inside clear spheres that performed maneuvers beyond current technology and physics.
Yeah, I never heard this cube in the sphere description.
Oh, that's the first you've heard of that one?
Yeah, I'd never heard of that one.
I've definitely heard of that one.
Really?
I want to say
I'd never heard of that one.
I've even seen alleged video of it.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. I'll see if I can find it, and I'll put it in the show notes if I can. But yeah,
because I'd never heard that before.
Yeah. So then you had Commander David Fravor, a retired Navy aviator who led a squadron. This guy, top ranks Navy pilot, top ranks, fucking taught at Top Gun, led a major squadron. I mean, he was a big deal, right? Great record. Of course, he encountered the infamous Tic Tac in 2004 off the coast of San Diego. And of course, he detailed extraordinary capabilities and performance of the UAP, which defied conventional explanation. So, of course, he chased one. He chased one down.
Yeah.
He fucking went down. They went up, and this thing matched him, and then gone. Gone.
And he said they were coming down from like 80,000 feet.
Yeah, down. Okay, so 80,000 feet down to like 20 feet in a second.
An instant.
Just bing. Yep. And he said that these things were going like, they go, in Ryan Graves said the same thing. They go like up to Mach 2 and then make a left-hand turn on a dime.
Yeah.
I mean, ladies and gentlemen, that would kill you. That would beyond kill you. If you were a person, that would liquefy you. You would be, your bones would be, you ever see fucking, and I know you've seen it, but this is for everybody else. You ever see Alien Resurrection? Probably the worst of all the Alien movies. Arguably worse than Alien versus Predator. Arguably. Written by that douchebag Joss Whedon and directed by some pompous fucking French asshole. You know who I'm talking about. And you had some awful CG, but, you know, it had fucking Ellen Ripley. And she kicked ass, and Winona Ryder was fun, and Ron Perlman was fantastic. Where am I going with this? I'm going with this at the
baby.
end. I'm going this with the alien hybrid baby at the end. It's like, mama.
And it's getting sucked.
And it gets sucked right through the pinhole. This would be worse than that. Because at least that was like still in chunks. You know what I mean? Like chunks floating out there, bone fragments. Oh my God. This, you would be like, you're fucking, I mean, you're juiced. You're juiced. Ew. Yeah, you're jelly. This is it. You're a milkshake.
But yeah, I think he said something along the lines of it defied any type of physics as we understand it.
Yep. So, and then I should have had like some fucking entrance music for like. I'm gonna put that in. Here we go. I'll start it right here. And then in the blue corner, weighing in at 245 pounds, former senior intelligence officer with the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency and a whistleblower on UAP issues, David the Grush. The Grush.
The Grush was there, front and center.
Fucking front and center. Did you see that fucking picture? My favorite picture. It was a wide picture. I'm gonna put
with
this
all
in,
three of
I'll
them.
put it in the show notes.
In the background.
Yeah, but did you see the picture though? Did you see beyond that?
No. What?
Okay.
What do you mean?
Okay, so I know. So there's the picture of David Grush, right?
Yeah.
And it's a wide angle photo, right? Here it is, right here.
Yeah.
And I'll post this. Okay. Hopefully it'll blow it up. Yep. Okay. But if you look, so you got these three, right?
Yeah.
Look at those two assholes. Right next to him on either side is Jeremy Corbell and
George Knapp.
And George Knapp.
I'd recognize that hair anywhere.
On either side. So when they did this wide shots, you had you're looking directly at them. These people were looking at Ryan Graves, George Knapp, the Grush, fucking Jeremy, I have 7 middle names Corbell, and then Commander Fravor. And then I guess right behind the Grush is the former IG, the former Inspector General, who is now just a private attorney representing Grush through these whistleblower.
Really?
Yeah. So, I mean, we're talking like
Interesting.
it's getting deep. It's getting deep. It's getting deep, deep, deep.
I'm gonna say Commander Fravor. He's just my favorite. He just seems happy to be there.
He is. I feel like
he's just excited to tell his story.
I think he's one of these guys that like it happened and he knows it's crazy.
Yeah.
But he also is like not really that like whatever about it. Like he's the kind of guy that's like he tells the story to like his kid, and then his kid is like, "Dad, tell the story, and he's like, "Oh, it's not a big deal.
Right?
It's just And they're like, "What's the story?" And he's like, "Oh, this one time I was in a fighter plane and I chased down a UFO," and they're just like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, "It's whatever. It's fine." Like that's the kind of guy he seems like, just very nonchalant.
Yeah, but no, he was just he was having a good time.
He was having a great time. He was just so happy to be there. So what revelations happened? Here are the major ones. And if you can think of any others, please shout them out. So whistleblower claims. David Grush alleged. I'd like to set the tone, by the way. This is in fucking Congress.
Oh, yeah.
He just swore in. Under oath. He alleged that the U.S. government is hiding evidence of UAPs, including crash retrievals, reverse engineering, and this keeps being brought up, non-human biologics.
Biologics.
They keep saying that. So, I mean, he's saying, like, hey, we got them, and we're trying to reverse engineer them.
Yeah.
And in that moment, I don't know if you felt what happened, but reverberations were sent out from the Capitol.
Yeah.
Right? They were sent out like signaling, right? And it went, where'd it go? It went all the way up to Oregon. And it went all the way in, and somewhere Bob Lazar went, "Fucking told you, dickheads! Fucking told you! Oh, told you so, motherfuckers! You sons of bitches! You cocksuckers!" Oh, I'm getting spicy. But you know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
And then he did do that, by the way. We put it on our Instagram. It was so fucking funny. Like they're like, "Bob, what do you think?" He's like, "Told you so."
Yeah, I mean, I would say the same thing.
Although,
if I was him.
although, you know me, I always say, "Is there money to be made?" And don't trust the money.
Yeah.
Conveniently, Bob just found a whole new stack of drawings and new things.
Oh, really?
A whole stack of them signed.
Just lost in a closet somewhere.
Literally
for
what he
30
said.
Years.
Yes, that he did.
It is possible.
Like 10 years ago or 5 years ago or whatever, when they sold them the first time. He's like, he found a whole stack of them the day after this hearing, and now the prices are tripled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's capitalizing on a moment because people are going to start researching this stuff more, and his name is going to pop up a lot.
Now, but here's the thing. I also have to devil's advocate this, right? Let's say Bob's for realsies, okay? And let's say everything that he said happened. Well, then, you know what? Maybe he does deserve to make a little money off of this.
Yeah.
Because God knows that
we live in America.
His life was threatened.
Get your money.
Well, his life was threatened over the deal. That means that would make Bob a hero because he tried to bring forth this shit back in the 80s. He is the Grush.
He's the Grush of the 80s.
Yeah, he's the Lazar. He's Bizarre Lazar. Pimp extraordinaire.
That's right. I almost forgot he was a pimp.
Oh, yeah. What was the name of his brothel?
The
honeysuckle?
The honeysuckle. I almost said like steel vagina. That was not the right name.
That sounds way more appealing. Hi, I'm Bob Lazar. Welcome to I'm Bizarre Lazar. Welcome to the steel vagina. Would you
like an hour in the Forbidden Dome?
Oh my God.
The Forbidden Dome.
There's in the Twitter, if you ever go on Twitter or now X, in the world of hashtag UFO Twitter, which is now hashtag UFO X, there's somebody, that UFO girl. She's this girl who's way into it. And she's British. And But we tweeted at, replied to something. She posted a picture of Bob because he's doing something what we posted about him saying like, I told you so.
Yeah.
They're filming something because then there's another post that came out showing a replica of the dome. And he's saying like,
oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. And I'm like, what are they doing? But she posted that and I replied, we call that the Forbidden Dome. And they loved it. They loved it. And then we got follows back. And I tell you what, ever since I decided to pay the $8 and get that bullshit blue check mark, people take us serious now.
Oh my God.
We're $8. You know we're serious. You guys know how much we fucking spend even to make this come to you? A lot more than $8. But nope, $8, that's what makes us for real. Fucking on stupid Twitter X. Sounds like a porn site. Oh, don't get me started. Don't get me started. Quick tangent story. Fun fact. If you guys didn't know this, Elon Musk created PayPal. He was one of the original creators of it, right? And he literally back then wanted to call it X as a service. That was the name. He owned X.com.
What's with the X?
He's obsessed with that. So back in the 90s when he created PayPal, he insisted that he called it X. And everybody else, the investors, Peter Thiel, was like, no, that's stupid. Like, it's not good. So at Elon's request, they hired a company to come in and do like market research and, to find out like and test the names and find whatever, blah, blah. And it came back just overwhelmingly bad because it 100% had the connotation of being a porn site.
Yeah.
So, but you know what? Now we got X. So instead of Twitter videos, now we have X videos.
Oh my God.
Well,
and wasn't there? Yeah, we don't need to get into that.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Fuck it. It's stupid.
Hey, you know what? Let's get back to aliens.
Let's get back to the fun stuff to talk about.
Yeah. Let's get back to the music. We haven't even done this part yet. That's okay. We'll just get into this. Okay. So that's what Grush claimed, right? He claimed that we got him, and Bob Lazar said, yeah, we fucking do. And then Ryan Graves and David Fravor, of course, shared their experiences with UFOs on their missions, describing encounters with objects that demonstrated capabilities beyond current material science.
Yeah.
Material science.
Said that they were jamming radar.
Yep, jamming radar. They're going fast. They did crazy things. But Grush said some other crazy shit. He talked about misuse of funds.
Yes.
The stuff that he talked about was fucking insane because he wasn't just like, he had an answer for everything. Like a legitimate answer. And so he talked about...
Answered.
Yep. With credible answers.
Yeah.
So he talked about misuse of funds. He accused the military of misusing funds to hide these operations from congressional oversight. And what was really interesting is I forgot what he actually said, and I should have wrote this down, but whatever. I'm a shitty host. Blow me. But he threw out. He actually named like the program that they funnel the funds into to cover this. He actually named what it was, and he just said the acronym, right? It's like the ND blah blah. Right?
Oh yeah, because it was like the taps and the caps or something like that.
Something like that.
It was all those military fucking acronyms. But
he named a federal program. He's like it gets filed through the DNCP whatever. And so I looked it up, and it's like a defense and science and research fund that the government has, and it does go to nowhere. It's really interesting. And I'm like, holy shit, this is credible. Like, this is what he's saying is just like credible. So, yeah.
Yeah, and he never said, I don't know. He would say, I can tell you that later, wink, wink.
Yeah. Oh, no, he totally said that he can totally, in a skiff. That's another, we'll get into that though in a second. It was very much,
DM me.
Yeah.
Bestie.
So, there were also, obviously, Graves talked about national security concerns. He emphasizes the need to address the security and safety implications of UAPs, as identified objects in the sky could pose a potential national security problem.
Yeah.
Even if they are foreign drones. Like,
yeah,
so
we need to know what they are.
So his whole thing is, like, if they're aliens, they're not aliens. I don't give a fuck. His whole thing is, since he's such a military guy, he's like, what matters is there is this shit in the sky, and we're not paying close enough attention at all. Like there's a lot of things in the sky.
And as we saw from that one, the press conference or the White House press thing, that it's affecting training.
It's affecting trainings. Well, I mean, Ryan Graves, it was affecting his squadron's training.
Where it became part of their briefings.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just like there's so many insane things that came out of this. You had Jesus Christ. I don't even know where to go next. Like there's so many
things.
There were so many things. How about the fact that he sat there under oath, basically admitting that people have been killed in 2 different ways.
Yeah.
To keep this a secret and because of this, like aliens have killed people. He said both. He's like both. And they're like, so are you saying people have been killed to keep this a secret? Or are you saying that these biologicals have killed people? Mm-hmm. And he's like, both.
Both.
Like, I mean, he came in and was just like, here's my big dick. Fuck you. He was like...
It was a lot of confidence.
He was like, do you want names of everybody involved? Yeah, I'll give that to you in a skiff. You want I'll make you a list. Mm-hmm. And I just love how right out of the gate,
just
man.
matter of fact.
Just right out of the gate, they're like, Mr. the Grush, are you saying that we got fucking UFOs? And the Grush is like, not only do we have them, I can take you to their fucking front door, and I already told the IG where they're at. And if you want to take me into a secure location, so I'm not breaking any laws, yeah, I'll tell you.
It was just crazy.
I mean, he was like naming names, and then when he was like, they asked him point blank, have you yourself been threatened? And he was like, yeah, my life is threatened. I feel fear for my life, which I can't believe that he sat there and said that, and they're not giving him some sort of like protection.
Yeah,
You'd think they would.
It depends on, because I'm not super familiar with like the whistleblower process, but I would assume it would be
some sort of protection.
More than just legal protection. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. You think maybe Matt Gaetz is sleeping on their couch. He's just like, hey, how's it going? You guys got a daughter?
Oh my God.
Oh. You've been gated. Can I say
that was another weird thing?
Oh, can I say again? Again for the record? And I've said this before. I hate the fact that the people who are like that try to help this situation are people that I just wish wouldn't.
Yeah, it was like I said last time, just really strange bedfellows. Yeah. Because I mean, we had Gates.
Yep. You had Luna.
We had Luna, and then fucking AOC was there.
And
Raskin was there.
I couldn't believe
that lent so much legitimacy to this.
And then AOC, we retweeted it. AOC re-exed it or fucking whatever it's called now.
Yeah.
AOC went on live and started talking more about it and how she's like, I'm fucking on board. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this.
And the questions that she asked him, I think she's mostly concerned with the money.
Yeah.
The money side of it.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's where they would come in, is on the money side of it. But no, she's like, tell me where to look.
Yep.
Tell me where to look and I'll go look.
Yep. And he's like, I can do that in a skiff.
Oy.
What I find really interesting is they tried to get a skiff. And they were denied.
Yeah.
Why would they be denied? They're congressmen. Why would they not have that ability? Like, who would say no? Who said no? That's what I want to know.
I don't know.
Because who?
The DOD. I don't know.
Like, and I don't understand why they don't have the ability to. Isn't that just in don't they? Isn't that like on the bottom floor? Don't they just those secure?
It comes to classification. That's really what it is, I think.
That's crazy. I don't know. I mean, that everybody's pointing to that's this, that's the hard thing to swallow, right? Mm-hmm. Is he didn't actually say anything beyond yes, no, trust me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nothing hard. Look at this. Look at
beyond
that.
his introductory statement, his opening statement.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
He didn't go into a ton of detail, but I mean, it was crazy to listen to.
Yeah, it was really, really, really nuts. I mean, and like, okay, so speaking of their statements, Grush stated that, of course, that the government has been operating in secrecy above congressional oversight. And that was the whole point of this, right? He said, and if you didn't know about Grush, and like a quick recap of what he did is when he was worked in intelligence, right? He worked for the UAP task force. His job was when this shit came in, people would report in the military. He would investigate this stuff and to make sure that it wasn't like a drone for, you know, he wasn't looking for aliens. He was looking for the enemy. Yeah. I mean, UAP, unidentified aerial phenomena. He's looking, you know, he's like, what are these? These spy balloons? Are they drones? And like 98% of what they found they were some sort of, you know, legit thing. And that's what they were trying to look for. But what happened is he worked, and then he also worked for Arrow, which is very important. And he started knocking on doors. And mind you, this guy had enough classification that he should be able to walk into any door. He had the equivalent of a full bird colonel. He should be able to walk into any door, but he found doors that wouldn't open for him. And then he discovered, for over 4 years of looking for this. This isn't like he just discovered this last week. He's been building this case for 4 years. Discovered all of this stuff and made a huge report, which I would love to read. Right. Turned it over to the Inspector General, who read his report and found it
to be credible.
So credible that he said he found it urgent. Like, we need to look into this. So, I mean, he's a real dude, you know. And so they all submitted their statements, and you know, and Ryan Graves and Fravor, we've talked about what they've ran into on this show before, so we won't get into theirs. Yeah. Of course, you can't do anything without having fucking Corbell and Knapp. So they submitted statements too.
Oh my God.
George Knapp's was, I read them both. Yeah. George Knapp's was pretty, you can read them all of it on the Black Vault. Of course, our friend over there has them all. But like George Knapp's is, you know, professional, talking about just basically it's an overview of his career dealing with this with John Lear and all of it, you know what I mean? And even talking about Harry Reid, you know, because he dealt with Harry Reid a lot. And then he went over to, you know, Russia and he stole all those fucking Russian secret documents. Back in like the 90s. George Knapp's a fucking baller. What the fuck? Yeah, he stole them.
Did we talk about that?
Yeah.
I forget sometimes.
It's okay. Yeah, because he went over there and he met with that's when he found out about, like, they have a program, and that's how we found out the story about the UFO that hovered over the base and that's how we found out about that. Because George Knapp, and then so this guy, he went over there and befriended like a Russian general who showed him all this stuff. And when he wasn't looking, he fucking stole it all and then came back. Then sat on it for a long time. Christ. Yeah. And then Corbell submitted a statement too. And his read like if you've ever watched his documentary about Bob Lazar, his statement read like Mickey Rourke's script. Wasn't good. Was not fun. Oh, man. So, I mean, what am I missing? What am I missing from that congressional hearing? I mean, it was pretty intense.
It was very intense. And, I mean, there was a couple, I'm trying to remember the name. It was one of the women. I can't remember her name. But, I'm totally blanking right now. What did she say? Damn it.
I don't know. There was a couple women on there who were like...
Oh, she's the one that asked specifically about the biologics.
Oh, yeah.
She's the one that asked specifically if it was human or non-human.
Right, and he said non-human.
Because he didn't come out with that first, but she asked that.
She pointed that out.
She's like...
Yeah, I mean, they were not beating around the bush. He was very much like, listen, these are fucking aliens, and we got them, and holy shit, you know what I mean? And somewhere Bob Lazar is just like, holy shit, I can't believe my lie just became true. Like, he's got to be just like, no way. Like,
oh, can we also talk about the fact that nobody cares?
Yeah, no one. No one. Not a single. Oh, no, you know what, though? Hold on. One person cares.
Yeah?
One person cares.
Who?
So much so that he wrote a scathing letter and only posted it on his private LinkedIn. But someone on his private LinkedIn grabbed it and then put it out to the world. And that is Dr. Sean M. Kirkpatrick, PhD, head of AARO.
What?
Yeah. So if we all remember, old Sean Kirkpatrick, who runs AARO, he testified and he got up there, remember, a couple months ago or a month ago.
This is the guy that said we have no knowledge.
We got nothing.
Nothing.
Well, there is nothing that would think, right? So this guy wrote a letter afterwards and posted it on his private LinkedIn, and then it got leaked to the world. And it was funny because the Black Vault got a hold of it, and he was like, I'm sure this is not real. Like, he was like, this can't be real. And so the next day he went in and it got verified that it is real. And then the DOD confirmed that it was real. And it's in fucking tense. It is crazy. He basically gets in here. I'll give you the points. Okay. If you want to read the whole thing, we'll post it, but I'm not going to read the whole thing. Here's the points. He says that he applauds the congressional efforts to uncover the truth about UAPs and emphasizes his commitment to transparency on both the historical mission and the operational mission. He expresses disappointment about the portrayal of AARO and its officers during the hearing, stating that they have been working diligently and tirelessly to fulfill the congressional mandate mission. He mentions that AARO was established to investigate the allegations presented in the hearing, including serious allegations of retaliation, physical assault, and hints of murder.
What?
Well, because that's what Grush said.
Oh my God.
He notes that the central source of these allegations has refused to speak with AARO, and some information reportedly provided to Congress has not been provided to AARO, raising questions about the commitment to transparency. He expressed disappointment in the subcommittee has never asked AARO for an update on the reporting system, the historical review, the operations, and the S&T strategy that AARO leads and is undertaking. He emphasizes that AARO has the authorities and resources necessary to execute its mission and welcomes anyone with knowledge of these allegations or programs to talk with them in a safe, secure, and appropriately cleared environment. He clarifies that AARO has yet to find any credible evidence to support the allegations of any reverse engineering program for non-human technology. And he also clarifies that none of the whistleblowers from the hearing has ever worked for AARO or was ever a representative of AARO, contrary to statements. So
they're saying the Grush was never part of.
Correct.
Wow.
Which is not true. There's a couple things in that statement that's not true. The other thing is he starts off by saying, let me say that the following are my own personal observations and opinions, which do not necessarily represent the official DOD or IC positions. So he had to have gotten his ass fucking in trouble, right? Because like something like this, you're not allowed to just make a statement without going through channels. And this dude just made a statement. And so the DOD responded and goes, he don't reflect what we think. So the DOD made a statement. And they said, but we do believe in AARO and we believe in transparency and we're going to continue moving forward. But those are his words, not ours.
What the fuck?
It's crazy.
This is messy. This is like messy drama.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of nuts, right? So you have Grush saying we got aliens. You got Kirkpatrick saying fuck you, we don't got aliens.
Yeah.
Corbell is saying because Grush is supposed to be under this whistleblower protection, Kirkpatrick being a government official making what statements basically he's making
is violating.
He's violating some shit. So they're building a fucking thing there. What if this is all bullshit? Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is getting to get messy. This better be true.
I know, because if it's not, what the fuck?
It's messy. This better be true. So you have that going on, and then you got Burchett and Luna, who that guy is fucking out of his goddamn mind. He's a transphobe fucking asshole. And the only good thing is he's the one person I think is gonna fucking kick open a door.
Yeah.
Like, you need one dumbass who thinks they're invincible to be like,
was he the one with the thick Southern accent?
He's the one kicking this whole thing off.
The one that called it the TikTok.
Yeah.
Like my grandkids.
Yes.
Yeah. The TikTok.
Yeah.
Not the Tic Tac.
He is going to, because here's what you need, right? This stuff is so hidden that people who are in the know are afraid to come out, right?
Mm-hmm.
You need one dumb fucking idiot who is like you got woods and there might be a bear in there, but you don't know, but it's a smart bear. And the only way you're going to know is by sending one dumb fuck in there to be like, is there a fucking bear in here? And watch and see if that bear eats that person. And then you're like, oh, there is a bear. But you need that one idiot who is just like, I'm going to go.
Who's willing to just go Leroy Jenkins it kind of thing. Yeah, go fucking charging in.
And that is our Lord and Savior, Congressman Tim Burchett. And that is him. So, and let me tell you what just happened though. So another thing happened. So you got literally that dumb fucker. Okay. You got that douche canoe. And then you have that Luna, right? That Luna chick.
Miss Luna?
Yeah, the lunatic.
What?
Is that her name?
I don't know who any of these people really are.
I don't either. So you had Matt Gaetz, you had Anna Luna, you had Tim Burchett, and Jared Moskowitz. Oh yeah, that guy had some good questions too.
Yeah, he did.
He was wearing the nice blue.
Okay, I think I remember him.
Yeah. So they wrote after everything, they wrote a fucking letter. And here's the thing. Before this happened, don't even waste your time. If this happened the way that we all thought it was gonna, don't waste your time. The fact that AOC and Raskin showed up, well, now this letter might have, in what was said, now this letter might have some weight. And they wrote it to old McCarthy. Speaker McCarthy, yesterday under oath, they wrote this the next day.
Oh, fucking the
next day to Speaker McCarthy. Yesterday under oath, yesterday under oath, and before the House Oversight and Accountability Committee, Mr. David the Grush, an Air Force veteran and 14-year intelligence officer, testified that the Pentagon has been keeping Congress in the dark concerning unidentified anomalous phenomena, or UAP. Historically, UAPs have been called by other names, identified flying objects, or UFOs in particular. But despite the changing alphabet soup, our concern and the concern of our constituents remain consistent. Mr. Speaker, we ask that you immediately establish a select committee outside the jurisdiction of any standing committee.
Oh, wow.
With subpoena authority to go about the task of collecting information from the Pentagon and elsewhere for the benefit of the public, and to discharge our constitutional, legislative, and oversight roles. This issue is much bigger than the news cycle. It represents a confluence of concerning governmental actions that indicates a lack of forthrightness. This guy did not write this.
No.
On the part of the Pentagon, ChatGPT wrote this. And intelligence committees. No governmental program, no matter how sensitive, can be outside the view of Congress. And yet, the executive branch routinely redacts and entirely withholds information in other domains that we are entitled to, and is doing so here. By establishing a select committee to investigate the United States government response to UAPs, the 118th Congress will have an opportunity to work through more significant issues of government oversight, including lack of budget transparency, overclassification, and unwillingness to respond to congressional oversight on a discrete issue that is readily understandable by the public, and which is of grave concern to our nation.
Huh.
So they're like...
Those are some heavy descriptors. There's some heavy adjectives in there.
Yeah.
Grave concern.
Yeah, like, I mean...
Jesus.
Yeah. I don't know. It's so basically they're basically asking like, hey, we're not really like a real boy. Mm-hmm. We want to become a real boy because we're just a subcommittee in the basement corner. Mm-hmm. We're the Milton of the fucking committees. And we want to be a real committee. And we want to have the ability to be like, hey, motherfucker, you come in here and talk to us. And if they're like, nah, G, we can be like, you going to jail, motherfucker. That's what they want to do. You know, they want to, and they want to have
the ability
abilities
to walk in any door and take whatever they want.
Well, the other thing is like, Matt Gaetz told some crazy stories. Talked about, you know, the fact that they went to a base and was denied access several times to different material. He was being told aware of an incident, a UAP encounter, and he was denied access to the pilots and the footage that was taken. I mean, he was like, why am I'm a fucking member of Congress. Like, you answer to me. And they were like, nah, G, beat it. Beat it. Beat it like you do to 16-year-old girls.
Oh, my God.
You know, I mean, that's what they said. They probably said that. I don't know. They probably thought that. But
they definitely thought it.
They definitely thought it, you know. Yeah, so basically they want, you know, to establish the committee. They want subpoena.
Complete and utter disclosure.
Yeah, they want subpoena authority. They want to investigate the response. They want to address oversight. Because, you know, a lot of things don't make sense, right? Like, why is it that some of these documents that have to do with UAP from like fucking 1960, some of these Blue Book documents are still classified, like under the Department of Energy Act. What? Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's just like, why are the fucking why are there still some classified JFK documents? You know, that one doesn't make any fucking sense. There is nothing. The only reason that they are is if something looks bad, and they still are. So, but wow, we went over our time, but this has been a really
I mean, there's because I mean, there was just so much happened in 1 week. In 2 hours, so much happened.
So much happened, and I think the last point that we need to make is the point that you were making. No one gives a shit.
No one gives a shit. I mean, I have seen people online talk about it that I have never seen anything from this subject about. I've seen them talking about it online, but I don't know. People just don't care. They're like,
anybody that I've mostly seen, like, they've been talking about aliens a little bit more.
Yeah.
But they've still been doing it with the stigma. Like, it's been a joke. I've seen a lot of joke things, like, you know, and mostly it's been people like just sharing a thing that says, people say aliens are real, no one cares.
Yeah.
And then people have been like, oh, we already know. It's like, no, you don't. No, you don't. You think you do. You're like, oh, I just kind of assume. Like, well, do you assume that they're fucking here? Do you assume that they're turning on our nukes? Do you assume that they're fucking, you know, Travis Walton, motherfucker? You ever seen Fire in the Sky?
Terrifying.
You know, the fucking Betty Barney Hill. Let's talk about, you want to talk about crazy shit. They perform surgery on those people. You know, you want to talk about something crazy? Bob Lazar.
Yeah. And I mean, this, because I mean, we talked before about how, okay, we don't really know if these are like something naturally occurring that we just don't understand scientifically yet. That scratches that off from what we take away from this hearing. If those things are true, that scratches that explanation off the list. It could be a foreign government that just has this super advanced technology that we know nothing about. Is possible, but when they're saying the kicker is the non-human biologics.
Well, I think also the kicker is that you had a guy who was a 14-year intelligence officer who had the highest level of security clearance you can get. And if anybody was going to be in the know,
it would be him.
It'd be him.
And the door was being shut in his face.
The door was being shut in his face. And the people that would talk to him, because he was so high up in the know, told him why. And this is what he told them. And this is, like I said, this isn't something that he just discovered the week prior. This is something that he's been building and investigating for a long time. So.
Nutty stuff.
Nutty stuff. It's only gonna get crazier from here.
Yeah. Because, I mean, when we did the first episode about the Grush, we were like, what comes next?
What comes next? And
this is it.
I didn't think this was going to happen.
This is it.
I didn't think we were going to see this year, like this quick.
Yeah, it was quick turnaround.
Quick. So they're taking this serious. Some people are taking this serious. And hey, listen, just the way I see it is, the more of this that happens, And the more that we can get Matt Gaetz involved,
Oh God.
the more underage girls get saved. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my God.
So, for this episode of UFOh Snap, I'm Jake.
I'm Lindsay.
Take care, and remember, girls, watch out for Matt Grush. Goodbye.
Matt Gaetz, not
Yeah.
Grush.
Yeah. Whatever. Fuck him. Fuck them all. Goodbye.